Hey everyone, welcome back to Input. And in this live stream, I'm going to talk about the cancelization of the Transformers TCG. I've got Oracle right here sitting somewhat awkwardly behind me to my right. But like I said, the Transformers TCG has been canceled by Wizards of the Coast. We've got to 5 waves, and I'm basically here to talk about my frustration with it and the reasons, my frustrations on the reason why they gave us. Truthfully, I feel like it's a bunch of crap. I feel like it's a cop out. I feel like this is something that they've wanted to do for a while, and they were just kind of looking for a reason, and they finally found the reason and the excuse to cancel it. And so I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to show you guys the reason. So basically, long story short, they blamed it on the fans, and they kind of blamed it on the pandemic and everything that's going on right now. Hey Winston, hey Andrew, hey Wildfire, welcome in, guys. Let's see. I am trying to get my screen to share. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. So right here, we are on the infinite loop of death, but I'm going to click this, and this should bring up so you guys can see the reason why Wizards of the Coast kind of canceled it. And it basically says, for over 2 years, Wizards of the Coast have worked to create a great action TCG brand with the Transformers TCG. While the retailer and player community continued to grow, our product offerings didn't meet expectations of the broader fan base to engage further with the brand. Additionally, the current global situation posed by COVID-19 pandemic presented additional hurdles. As such, Titan Masters Attack, released on May 29th, is the game's final TCG release. We are informing our players and retailers so that they can make the best decisions regarding event participation and product order. The Transformers TCG team wishes to recognize the tremendous efforts that the fan and retailers put into building a great community. The Transformers TCG was truly a labor of love from the Wizards team, and we saw that enthusiasm and love echoed by players across the world. Wizards of the Coast brand manager said, we are grateful to our fans, content creators, retailers, and distributors for the enthusiasm they brought to the game. The greater Transformer TCG fan community is perhaps the best TCG community we've had the privilege of working with. Till all are one. Now, that's what they said. Okay. Wildfire said, hey, Oracle.
Hi.
So that's what they said. And like I said, they blamed it on sort of like the players. They blamed it on the entire pandemic and stuff that's going on right now. And like I said, I feel like it's a cop-out. The game, has ran for 2 years, and obviously it's not going to make Magic the Gathering money, especially I feel like that's what a lot of companies really kind of bank on. Video games, they look at Call of Duty sales, and basically it's not Call of Duty numbers. They kind of consider it a failure. Hey, Larkin, welcome in. They kind of consider that a failure, and I think that Wizards of the Coast was kind of looking at the Transformers TCG in the same vein, in the fact that it's not making Magic the Gathering numbers, so it must be a failure. Truth be told, they didn't advertise the game worth a damn. There were people where we would go to our local card shops, and our card shops are basically kind of independent toy stores as well. They're comic book stores, and they just have like a table set up, like a back section in the store where you can do gaming and everything. It's usually a pretty big section. But there would be Transformer fans in there. They had no idea about the game and everything. They didn't market it hardly at all. Input is static when you talk. It's staticky when I talk. Well, you guys are. I can't hear the static. So if I'm still static, you guys let me know. Winston says hi. But they didn't market it at all whatsoever. They could have marketed it a lot better. They're still static. Try. I don't know. What's this? How's that? Is that better? Let me know if they're still static. I kind of messed with the mic input just a little bit. Just let me know if they're still static. But yeah, they didn't market it at all, hardly at all, if anything. And so that's probably the main reason I feel like. But there was also a lot of people started kind of okay, cool, thanks Larkin. There was also people kind of jumping off as well with Wave 4, and I think the issue with that is there was a card that was made called Daring Escape, and basically you can beat your opponent in one turn, and that was it. You can burn through your entire deck. You can watch your opponent basically beat you in one turn, and it could happen the first turn just like that. So if he went first, he could beat you that first time, that first round. And a lot of people lost interest because of Daring Escape, because of that deck, and a lot of people kind of backed out when they didn't ban Daring Escape. The entire audience playing this game, the entire community playing the game wanted Daring Escape to be banned. They didn't ban it. And I could see why, in that case, people lost interest and fun in the game because it was a sort of automatic win button, Daring Escape was. It was a very unfair card. And they were banning cards that didn't make really a whole lot of sense to be banned.
Multi-mission gear was the one that got nerfed, and that really took a hit on my Dino deck and how it played.
Yeah, and multi-mission gear. Hey, Dragonfly, welcome in. Multi-mission gear to make that to make Daring Escape work, you did need a lot of specialists. And I might, a lot of people may not understand what I'm saying, but I know some people might. You needed a lot of specialists in order to make the deck work. You needed multi-mission gear to make the deck work. And Wizards of the Coast basically said multi-mission gear is the reason why Daring Escape worked, not Daring Escape. So they banned multi-mission gear. And the thing, when they banned it, it really kind of nerfed a bunch of specialist decks out there. So specialists kind of became null and void as a deck option as a whole. So with that, a lot of people that played specialists, especially tournament-wise, were pretty much screwed in SOL because of it. So a lot of newer deck styles started to come up and started to play and everything else. Larkin says they probably needed to have more dedicated and play testers. Absolutely. I had friends who went to basically the national tournaments for Transformers that Wizard of the Coast had. And from what I was told is that the judges there were Magic the Gathering judges, and when something needed to be judged, it was an unfair ruling because they didn't really understand or know the rules of the game. So they didn't have dedicated Transformer TCG judges at these events. And I feel like that was a bit of that's a smaller issue, but I think that was probably one of the issues as well, because card games are all about having fun. And if you can't have fun for whatever reason, or if there's just an automatic win button, people start to walk away from it in droves. So, and that's why I think they wanted an out for a long time, and they finally had the out with the pandemic and everything that's been going on, people not being able to go out to their stores, buy cards and play in tournaments and all that stuff. And I was talking to Oracle last night. We went to Target last night just to kind of get out of the house, get some groceries and stuff like that. And I go to the card section, and Transformers isn't up there. The TCG isn't up there. And I brought up to her, I said, what's weird about this is they never sold Wave 5. They never sold Titan Masters Attacks on Target shelves. And that's where we got most of our booster packs, was from Target, especially in the beginning, because a lot of stores here, they had the cards, they had the boosters and stuff, but it was they were always delayed. Target always got the booster packs first, so the comic book stores would be like maybe a month behind schedule and getting that and everything. But Siege 2 was the last wave that they had, and I asked her, I said, do you remember seeing Wave 2 or Siege 2, Wave 4 on the shelves for the card game roughly anytime after the pandemic hit? She said, what'd you say?
I said we only saw it at one Target, and we hadn't seen it since. And every other Target we've gone to that still has Transformer cards are all Siege 1 or Combiners. And by Combiners, like 1 or 2 Combiners, and then the rest is all Siege 1.
Yeah. So we ran into that. So I think Wizards kind of shortened the distribution on Wave 5. And they just kind of shortchanged the entire game because, like I said, they did hardly any marketing for it at all whatsoever. And the marketing that they did do for it, they put in for the new IDW Brave Bold New Era series. They packaged a booster pack. I think it was issue 5 or 6, and it came with a Wave 1 booster pack. And that was really all the marketing that I'd ever saw for it. They never had any kind of maybe like a commercial. They never did like a TCG card tie-in with the toys, which they totally should have done. Not necessarily new characters or standalone cards in the toys, but maybe like Ironhide with Ironhide exclusive artwork for that line or something like that. They could have done. They could have really tied it together. Larkin said, "I never saw Siege 2 in stores, only my local game shops." Yeah, they packed it into the comic that wasn't that great. Exactly my point. The comics, no one liked the books or anything. I don't think anybody really likes the new IDW run, but they packed the card game in with a really bad underselling book when they really should have packed it in with the toys, like one per card or something. And they really could have done that. A toy line with Siege tie-in would have been cool. Absolutely. And that's something that they really should have done.
I was expecting it, truthfully.
Yeah, I was too.
With Earthrise and everything like that, and the Siege 2 was supposed to be Earthrise, but everything got convoluted. Down the line somewhere, it was hypothesized that Siege 2 was supposed to be Earthrise to coincide with the TV show and the toy thing. And I'm on the subreddit, so don't take me as a Transformers fan. I am not the big. I recently found out that the Transformer toys I was playing with were GoBots. Okay, so let's just put it this way. But supposedly on the subreddit, they were supposed to have Earthrise along with the toy and along with the show, but because everything got moved around, I think that's the direction they were headed. But because everything got convoluted in that point, I think they weren't able to do the toy tie-in. But I think that was the direction with that kind of cross-promotional situation. Yeah. And it would have been genius from an advertising standpoint, like, truthfully.
And like Larkin said in chat, he said a booster pack with every Voyager, that would have been a good promo. And I agree. And, to add on top of that, like I was saying, if you throw a card in with every deluxe, like I said, if Ironhide's in that wave or Wheeljack's in that wave, make the toys coincide with the characters and cards, so that way you can at least get different artwork if you want that toy artwork or something. They should have done a HasLab collector set, says William. Yeah, I mean that would have been cool too. There was multiple ways they could have advertised the card game to get it out there. Hey, Sentinel Bay, welcome in, man.
I agree. Some of those, especially within Wave 5, a lot of those card art should be done professionally.
Yeah. And then that's something that could have been really, really cool. The not necessarily the card art, but the package artwork could have been on the card itself. That with the one that coincided with that character, that would have been really cool. That would have been a really cool way for people like me who love package art, especially modern day package art, to get a hold of a physical copy of the package art. I think that would have been really, really cool. Hi, Bio Network. All right, M3. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Sentinel Bay says we opened a petition to save the TCG.
Yes, that was on the subreddit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to next. Did you guys, Sentinel Bay, did you guys make the petition to save it? That's awesome, dude. It's awesome that the petition is there to save it. But I think it's really cool that I know one of the guys who started. If it was started by you, that's awesome. But that's what I was going to get to. So all of the bad news with the cancelization of the TCG, there is some kind of light at the end of the tunnel, some kind of shining hope, so to speak, with the Change.org petition to save the TCG. There has been a huge fan outcry of what the hell happened, and just because it honestly came out of nowhere. But there's a huge fan outcry. And this is the battle cards template. So now you can create your own battle cards because they only printed Wave 5 once. So now if you missed out on something or whatever the case may be, you can make your own battle cards to play a game with. So if any game,
subreddit.
Yeah, and you guys can get it on the Transformers TCG subreddit. Let's see, Sentinel Base says link incoming. Let me see. Let me find that real quick. The change.org. Change.org. But yeah, so like I said, there's light, kind of a shining hope right now, which is
cancel the transform.
Because I think you can search. Yeah.
This is the title.
Was it "Don't Cancel the Transformers TCG"? Okay.
I'm working and talking at the same time. So.
No. So there is a petition to save it. Like I said, I'm working on getting the link right now. There's also the card templates on the subreddit that you guys can download and make your own cards. So if you got GIMP or Photoshop or anything like that, what was it? Don't cancel
the Transformers TCG.
Let me just Transformers TCG. I'm going to do kind of like a wide search on it in case something else pops up.
One day, there's almost 1,000 signatures.
Yeah. One day, it goes up roughly the day. I don't even want to say 24 hours it got announced. The cancellation got announced. But it went up less than 24 hours. So
there might be another one it's set up to.
And I'm posting a link in chat right now. So if you guys want to sign it, feel free to sign it. And also, after this is live, I will edit the video and put that link in the description down below. So if you guys want to sign the petition to help save the Transformers TCG, definitely go out and save it. Or, sign the petition. But so, like I said, so there is a fan drive to keep it alive 100% here. And like I said, it wasn't like a last minute thing. It was as soon as Wizard of the Coast announced it, everybody who got angry about it got super angry about it, and now the fans are sort of retaliating back with the petition and stuff to save it, which I think is awesome. I absolutely love it. Like I said, guys, sign it, save it, whole 9 yards. Let's see. Triple R, never fear for I is here. Welcome in, good sir. Larkin signed it. Awesome. Awesome, Larkin. See, Siddle Bay says, I played my first round on Saturday. More fun than I expected. Yeah, and that's one of the things about the game is I went into the game
it's just gonna
kind of iffy. Yeah, I thought I'd be a little iffy on the game and stuff, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And I fell in love with the game. I thought it was a lot of fun. And the thing that really, really, really got me hooked on the game is that the characters are their abilities, the whole 9 yards. There's a lot of thought that goes into the character cards themselves. And they're very accurate to their toy and cartoon counterparts, which I thought was super cool. And the way that they would implement Transformer ideas like the headmasters and the combiners and all that stuff, it was done extremely well. And it was definitely, I will say this, when they said it was a passion project, a love project and stuff, I really do believe it. But like I said, I feel like Wizards of the Coast wanted out of the Transformers TCG, and they were basically looking for a reason to get out. I want to stock up on Siege 2 and Titan Master. They are available on Amazon right now.
We definitely need a second Titan Master.
Yeah, definitely need to get a second box. But each box right now, each set is under $100 for one box.
I am this one.
Click it. Absolutely, Sentinel Bay. I am totally down. 100% down. And I'll talk to the local guys here and see if they want to get on live and stuff and play some Transformer rounds and stuff.
Did the live stream. Who did he did the live stream tournament?
Oh, with Vector Sigma. Yeah. Definitely. I think that's something that that should be spearheaded. We can figure out how to do some kind of live tournament and promote the ever-loving crap out of it.
That's the thing that one of my many past jobs, I worked in advertising, and it is appalling appalling that this. Honestly, I went in just thinking it would be me and input playing this game. So when he asked me to learn, I said sure. I didn't think there was a community regarding this because of how new it was. But then when I started talking to people, like when I moved into the current job I'm at now, I met a lot of people who are Transformer fans who didn't even know that this game existed. So here I am promoting the game, telling them to try it out, bringing my cards to work to show them how to play, having a quick run. You know, this it just shows that they were relying on the fans to make it big, not relying on not wanting to do anything about it. So if we can promote from this live thing and to all the channels, like, hey, we're running just a fun live play, fun tournament, no prizes, just bragging rights or something, and just have fun with it. You lose, whatever, you know what I mean? Like just a big fun thing. I mean, that would probably be really good to show, kind of like a big giant middle finger to not Hasbro, but Wizards of the Coast. Sorry, I'm used to saying Hasbro.
No, and well, best to say, you don't want to give them like the middle finger on this. You want to show that there's still interest, so they continue and bring it back.
I'm vengeful and petty, so
that's true. That's true.
This is all a facade, by the way, people.
but definitely, let's definitely get something started. Doing it live. I know time zones and stuff can be difficult and everything, but I think with them, they relied solely on Transformer fans to advertise it. And I think that's what they did wrong. I know some people, some YouTubers, big Transformer YouTubers, I know they got free promotional stuff to kind of help spread the word, but I really don't think that, obviously that's not enough to advertise for something like this. Let's see. Laurie says, here locally, my game shop stopped doing events due to COVID. They doubled down on their money makers like Warhammer and Magic the Gathering. Yeah, absolutely.
I do agree with that second point. Retailers also had a part in it, because we can tell you stories from just our local area how one card shop started supporting us, but they weren't giving us the big push. We got for, I think, Wave 3. They didn't have much of a push for Wave 3. Was it Wave 3 or Wave 4? I think it was Wave 3.
For it was Siege 2 that didn't really get the big push. Yeah,
and they didn't even really, they didn't really go out of their. They said that they were going to have a tournament for Redneck. I have more opinions on that. Just give me a second. But they stopped. They didn't really care about the fact that they didn't have the cards in time for the release party. So we went to other shops. One shop closed because of extenuating circumstances. Someone drove a car into their shop. But extenuating circumstances, that one had to shut down. But they supported us. And then 2 other shops started supporting us. But their driving time, one is so far out. It's about, 45 minutes from where we currently live. And that's a normal drive in Houston. If you want to get anywhere in Houston, plan a 30-minute trip. So just us driving out to this area, which is another part of, it's not even in the same city. So that's a 45-minute trip for us just in general. There's tolls on the way too. Then the other one is probably almost about the same, maybe 30-minute trip. But those are the only 2 places in the entire city outside of another small card shop, and probably the same distance from where we live. So, same amount of time. So it's just like, here are these the stuff that's closer to us.
He says rage quit.
But, so the ones closest to us that would be supporting it, all they really supported was Magic the Gathering. They really didn't care about that. I think they would have the one closest to us didn't even really promote it. Like when we would have to wait for a table to free up, but a lot of the time they really wanted the table for Magic the Gathering play, and it got really frustrating.
Yeah, it was almost like, the entire Transformers TCG community was like a redheaded stepchild kind of thing for the TCG stuff. But I do remember that launch party. So it was for Siege 2. They were going to do a launch party, and they didn't get their booster boxes, and so they were going to do a launch party for Siege 1. They're going to supplement Siege 2 boxes with Siege 1. And basically the entire Houston community was like, nah, dude, it's, we've got all of Siege 1. We're here for a launch party for Siege 2 and stuff. And it was almost like they just didn't care that they didn't get Siege 2. They didn't care about not, having us play and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, we were second class to Magic the Gathering events. Yeah, definitely. 100%. And I get it. I get Magic makes money. I get it. Pokemon makes money. And, Yu-Gi-Oh! That makes money. But those are all, established games. At a certain point, Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a down point. And if Konami would have just, canned Yu-Gi-Oh!, they would have lost out on the millions, billions of dollars, whatever it is, it's made them in the last decade or so after the down point. Because there are a lot of people who quit that. So it's one of those things where it's not, the community isn't going to be the one that builds it to make it bigger. You need the backing, you need the marketing support for it as well, but you also need to give it a chance to grow at the same time. 2 years in, I mean, think about it. Wizards of the Coast makes cardboard, pictures on cardboard. And I get there's licensing rights and all that stuff. Later Dragonfly, later Sentinel Bay. I get that there's licensing rights and stuff like that they do have to pay for and everything as well. But they're making pictures on cardboard. That's not a lot of money invested into the product. A booster pack costs $4 or $5. How much did it cost for them to actually make that booster pack? Maybe I'd say 50 cents total, 10 cents. Like I said, it's cardboard and pictures. It can't be cost that much. Maybe if they give better retailer incentives.
That was another thing that we kind of came across too, because apparently one of the smaller shops that we had frequented at the beginning of Wave 1 and Wave 2, he even said that Wizards had done a promotion with Amazon where they're only going to be distributing to Amazon through Amazon now. And that increased his markup. So he had to stop doing the 3 for $10 and 6 for, I forgot what the deal was.
It was, you got 3 booster packs for 10, which normally that would have cost you $12. Mm-hmm. But then you got 6 for 19, which that would have cost you like $24 or $25. And then if you bought 12, you got 12 for like 40 or something like that. So you basically got half a box for about $10 cheaper than what you would cost for an entire box. So,
but when they went over to Amazon, he's like, I have to cancel. I have to stop the promotion. I can't feasibly do this as a business owner, but it's also going to reduce the amount of cards I bring into my store as well. So Wizards kind of caused a lot of this with a lot of their changes, especially running through Amazon.
Yeah, definitely. They didn't help. They needed to support no, absolutely. They should have, and they really should have done it a lot better. But basically, it's kind of good that this happened because it really kind of shows Wizards of the Coast that the fans do want this to continue. There's petitions out there right now, on change.org. There's the subreddit, which is currently making their own. All of this has happened in less than a day of its announcement. So
subreddit's even considering allowing community-made making rules for community gaming. Basically, you can keep making cards, but you can put your own information on it. And they're really hypothesizing right now rules on how to do something like that. So you can make the card that you never got. And I'm not talking about what's already been distributed, but like for me, a King Grimlock, I've said it plenty of times. I want a freaking King Grimlock. But that's an opportunity for me to make one, but having the community rules. So he doesn't have like, what we were joking about, like 1,000 health or something like that. Or
So like I made the joke cause I've said it for a while now. Like, I think like all the G1 stuff and characters and everything is cool, but I really wish they would kind of branch out character-wise into a Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. And I kept making the joke, and I've always made the joke that an SG Prime for that card game would have like 50 health, an attack of 100, and a defense of 0. He would just be a one-hit kind of character that just annihilated his opponents and stuff. And I always thought that would be really, really cool. And Larkin says, make the Golden Lagoon character cards. That would be cool. See, that'd be super cool. There's a lot of stuff that they could have done that would have been really awesome promotional cards to really kind of do. And there's, and like I said, just put the advertisement push behind it and everything. They started doing the Titan cards in the boxes. So to get a Titan card, you had to buy a box, which I thought was a really, really good incentive to buy an entire box. That helps retailers. That helps Wizards of the Coast. Instead of, you got to think like $4 or $5 a booster. That helps retailers because they're making money. But $100 a box, that's helping retailers and that's helping Wizards of the Coast even more so. So the incentive, put Triptychon or Fort Max and Titan Master Attacks and stuff. I think it was like a really good incentive. The promotional cards were really good, but the promotional cards kind of started off just gold foil
versus regular.
Yeah, it was like gold foil cards of characters and cards that we already got.
Wave 2 really, or not Wave 2, Siege 2 really, with their promotional with Nightbird, that was great. Like,
yeah,
that card was so much better than people were giving it credit for.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff they could have done. There's a lot of stuff. And they just didn't know how to market it. They didn't know what to do with it at all whatsoever. That's why I kind of find what they were saying really while the cancellation happened. That's why I find it really, really, really iffy. They're blaming us when it's really their fault. And that's not right. That's not the right way to do it, So
they didn't even send promotional material even before everyone went into lockdown. A lot of the people who do, who have the game owner, the local shops, they even said that they weren't receiving the promotional materials a month in, like they normally would.
Yeah.
So,
and one of our local stores here, he bought boxes from other stores and then sold them to our local group. For no markup, just to kind of help the card, help the community keep expanding and growing and stuff like that in his little area. So, the community was kind of working with each other in order to keep going as best as we can and as best as we could.
This, and as far as growth was concerned, if anybody frequents the subreddit, and the only reason why I keep mentioning the subreddit is because I like Reddit. I like reading through it. I have my basics, and then there's the niche ones, and Transformers was one of my niche subreddits. But on there, they even had a thread showing where by US state, I don't remember if there was anything outside the United States, but by US state where people were congregating to play the game. And that was a great resource. And every time I would happen across on Facebook, if I see something, because I have friends all over the nation, and if I saw someone mentioning different card games. I was actually recommending the card game to people who were quarantined to buy, to see if there's a, I forgot what it's called.
Interest?
To pull interest, but no, the what we got when we first started playing, the Bumblebee.
The starter deck.
The starter deck, thank you. To see if there's a starter deck for sale, and then buy, a good amount of, start with that and then just play. See if, just have fun, enjoy it. We have time to learn. And I honestly thought that if people were not just people, but Wizard, if they were smart about it, especially, and I'm not blaming Hasbro on this, but Hasbro, all the family games started coming, started going up in price at the beginning of quarantine. So it didn't make sense to me why Wizard would be pushing any of their card games, especially amongst families. Transformers was very easy to pick up and learn.
Because it's Goldner's fault. Yeah, I said it on live stream. It's Goldner's fault.
Transformers is easy to learn. Very easy. I thought it was going to be difficult to pick up the basics. And within a couple plays, you already, not even, within two games at the very max, you're already knowing which cards aren't working for you.
Yeah.
And it's such an easy game to pick up and learn. And that was one of the reasons why I kept promoting it at the beginning, and it just kind of didn't dawn on me then, but it just frustrates me now that this would have been a good time to promote that game, to at least play with the people within your household.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, and then, when all this started, Goldner, man, Goldner had that speech, and Goldner's the CEO of Hasbro, and he gave that speech about how their Hasbro stock numbers have increased since people are home and all that other stuff, and their Hasbro gaming market or gaming division has sales have increased, and because of that, their stock numbers have increased and all this stuff, and that could have been a perfect opportunity to throw the Transformers TCG in there, and really kind of and bring it home and enjoy it with people and everything, especially when you're 5 waves deep. I can understand, something's not really working with 1 wave in. It does get a little tedious. It does get a little boring because you kind of know all the combos and you know what to do and you know how to counter everything. But by the 5th wave, 4th wave, even a 3rd wave, there's new things to be discovered, new combos that have yet to be found. Especially by the 5th wave, there's so many options and so many choices on deck building and everything else that they really, really, really could have pushed it, gave it one good push. Stay at home. Hasbro could have put it on, Hasbro Pulse, the cards, more so than the Omnibots, because they only put the Omnibots on there. They didn't really sell boosters or anything else. They really could have put it on their website there, on their Hasbro Pulse site. Hasbro could have really helped Wizards, and Wizards could have really helped Hasbro on this, but it seems like it's going to have to be the fans that hopefully, fingers crossed, kind of save it. So yeah, it's okay. Just wanted to kind of get on here and share the petition and share the subreddit. And like I said, once this video gets posted, I know it's live right now, but StreamYard does this weird thing where it has to basically upload to YouTube after it's streamed. It's not directly uploaded. But once that is uploaded, I will edit the description. There will be a link to the petition to sign it if you guys want to help save the TCG card game. It's a change.org petition. So the link will be in the description for that. After this live stream, like I said, I'll edit the description and I'll put that in there. And also check out this Transformers TCG subreddit. There's tons of great advice. There's also the Fort Max website. So if you have any deck ideas, you can post it there. People post their deck ideas. So if you want to build a deck and you're thinking like you want to do a Fort Max deck and you can't quite make it work, or a Triptychon deck or a Superion deck or something, and it's just not working for you, you can't quite figure out, people on the Fort Max website, you can bounce ideas off. That, like I said, they post their decks up there on the website and everything. So there's a lot of great help. There's the TCG community is really, really awesome in regards to trying to help each other out. So yeah, like I said, petition is up on change.org. It's called Don't Cancel the Transformers TCG. There's roughly 1,000 signatures on it right now.
Flood Wizards of the Coast and their customer support. Share your distaste that they got rid of it. I mean, some people are going as far as letting Hasbro know that they're unhappy with it.
Yeah.
Since Hasbro does own Wizards, let the parent company know. So, I mean, just go to customer support and for Wizards or Hasbro and just let them know.
Yeah. Just let them know. And let's see. Triple R says, I have a knack for developing working combos that no one thought of when you used to play other TCGs.
I'm terrible at strategic build.
But yeah. So guys, like I said, that's pretty much it. Just want to kind of get on here and kind of air grievance, so to speak, about the TCG being canceled. So yeah, like I said, it's petition, and check out the Reddit and check out the Fort Max website. Awesome stuff, especially if you're just getting into the card game. And if you just got into it and it just got canceled, don't give up hope. There's 5 waves. There's promotional cards. There's executive exclusive cards, like 1 of 10 type of situation. So definitely like Optimus Prime, Inspiring Leader. Awesome one. That's one hell of an awesome card. Too bad it's only like 10 ever made. But yeah, so check it all out, man. If you just got into it and it got canceled, don't be afraid to continue with it. And like I said, there's a petition and all that stuff. You know how these endings go. It gets long-winded. So check it all out, guys. Stay safe out there. Love all you guys out there. And as always, cut it out. Yeah, this is the part where we gotta sing.
No, I'm not singing.
You're not singing?
I'm never singing in front of these people.
You're never singing in front of people.
I'm not
but
singing
this-
in front of your fans.
But fans,
I don't know what to call viewers.
viewers